So here we have another sample question, just like the previous one. It says find the slope and they give you two ordered points. So the first thing I tell you to do is label the parts that are given. Make sure you know which value is your x, which value is your y. Each ordered pair has an x and a y value. An x and a y value. Once you have that labeled, then let's use your bare bones formula. Because no matter if you do the book, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or if you use the change in y over the change in x, you still want to use this bare bones formula. Now, it's up to you on which one you want to use. I'm going to do the one that I like the best, is the change in y over the change in x. So I just read it, and I said, I went from this to this. Remember, y to y. So I started as a -3, so I put in a -3 in my first set of parentheses, and then I put a +2 in the second set of parentheses on top. Because remember, tops can only have y's. Now let's see how my x's went. I started as a 4, and then I stayed a 4. So you probably already know that the bottom is going to be 0. Why? Because there's no change in your x's. But if you didn't know that, let's simplify. Put in your little ones. Distribute so that we can get rid of the parentheses. So this and this, we're going to get -3. This times this, you're going to get a -2. And on bottom, you get a +4. And here, -4. So you know a -3 and a -2 when you collect, since they're both negatives, you get a -5. And at the bottom here, notice +4 and a -4, they're additive inverses. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now that you have this, remember, reduce. Number divided by 0. This is a special reducing one. Remember, I wrote down here, if the 0 is on top and you're dividing by a number, reduce it to become 0. But in our case, we have a number on top, -5, and the denominator has a 0. We're going to reduce this by saying it's undefined. If you're a visual person, I told you, you could actually plot these points if you wanted to. For -3, find x as +4, and then go down 3 units. Find x as +4, but the 2 tells you go up 2 units. And if you connect these 2 points, doesn't that look like the picture of undefined, that fourth type of slope? So you can see it here if you're visual, but you really want to calculate it by doing this. Notice our x's didn't change, so that's why we would have a 0 at the bottom. If our y's didn't change, but our x's did, then this would have reduced to be m equals 0. Because if you graphed it, it would have been a horizontal line. Okay, so anytime that you see your x's don't change, you know your slope is undefined. Anytime that you see your y's not change, but your x's do, then your answer is going to be slope is 0.